Okay, so we're going to be multiplying fractions by whole numbers. So this is a little bit similar to multiplying fractions by fractions, except for we're going to need to turn this whole number into a fraction. So the first rule that you have to know is you can turn any whole number into a fraction, and it's really simple. All you have to do is remember that to turn a whole number into a fraction, you just have to put a 1 under it, because 7 over 1 is equivalent to 7. And remember, go back to the fact that this is a division sign. So 7 divided by 1 is 7. 9 over 1 equals 9, because 9 divided by 1 equals 9. So you can turn a whole number into a fraction by just putting a 1 under it, okay? So I'm going to rewrite this just to make it visually easier to multiply. I'm going to rewrite it with the 1 underneath it. So I'm going to go ahead and write this one as well. And I'm going to go ahead and write this one as well. Okay, so now we're set up. Same thing, guys. All we have to do is multiply straight across. So 4 times 7 is 28. 5 times 1 is 5, except for, what are we looking at? Yep, we're looking at an improper fraction. So we're going to have to turn this into a what? A mixed number. Okay, same thing. Remember, this means divide. So 28 divided by 5. Easy way to do this is just ask yourself, how many times does 5 go into 28? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's too much. So our whole number is going to be a 5. So 5 times 5 is 25, but we've got to get to 28. So 25, 26, 27, 28. That gives us a 3 as our numerator. Our denominator doesn't ever change. We have to make sure this is lowest terms. We've got a prime number on the top, a prime number on the bottom. If we've got a prime and in the numerator and the denominator, we know we can't reduce it, so we know we're finished. So that's our final answer, okay? Now, why is this answer less than this whole number? Well, you have to think. If you multiply 7 times 1, you're going to get 7, right? So if you're multiplying 7 by a fraction that's less than 1, right, 4/5 is not equal to 1. If this was a fraction that was equal to 1, it would be 5 over 5, right? That would mean this was a whole number. So this is 4/5 is less than 1 whole. So if you're multiplying 7 by something that's less than 1, your answer is going to have to be less than 7. Because 7 times 1 is only 7, okay? So that's why your answer is actually less than the number that you started with. Same thing here, guys. We're multiplying 9, but we're multiplying it by a fraction that's less than 1. If this fraction was equivalent to 1, it would be 10 over 10. But it's not. It's only 7/10. So we know whatever answer we get here is going to be less than 9 when we're finished, okay? Because we're multiplying 9 times something less than 1. So we're looking at our problem. We can't cross-reduce. So 9 times 7 is what? 9, 18, 27, 36, 40, 5, 54, 63. So this is 63. 10 times 1 is 10. Well, what are we looking at again, guys? We're looking at an improper fraction, so we got to turn it into a mixed number, okay? So how many times does 10 go into 63? Well, that's kind of easy because we know our 10, so we know that's going to be 6. So 6 times 10 is only 60, but we've got to get to 63. So 60, 61, 62, 63. We've got a 3 again in the numerator. Our denominator doesn't change. Can we reduce this fraction? Well, we can't because 3 is prime. And 3, 6, 9, 12, 3 doesn't go into 10 evenly, so we're finished. Did we get an answer less than 9? Yes, we did. 6 3/10 is less than 9. Because remember, we're multiplying 9 by something that's less than 1, okay? All right, so we're over here. We're set up. We've got 2 times 5 is 10. We've got 3 times 1 is 3. But what are we looking at? We're looking at an improper fraction again. Okay, remember this means divide. So 10 divided by 3. So 3 is going to go into 10. 3, 6, 9. It's going to go in 3 times, so that's our whole number. 3 times 3 is only 9, and we need 10, so we need 1 more. And then our denominator doesn't change. So if you guys are confused by how we're getting 3 as our whole number when we do 10 divided by 3, you can do the division this way, just like you learned in the 3rd and 4th grade, you can totally do 10 divided by 3, and you can set it up. 10 divided by 3. 3 goes into 10 3 times, and you're going to put your 9, and 10 minus 9 is 1, and this is your remainder, and you're going to write that remainder as a fraction, and you're going to get the exact same answer we got. We're just doing it mentally, but if you need to do it, on paper and actually do the division, you're going to get the same answer. Okay? We can't reduce 1/3 because 1 is in our numerator, and we can't have a numerator less than 1. Is our answer less than 5? Yes, because we multiplied 5 by something that's less than 1.